Deep in the basement of Sofa Shalom, there's a dusty library that's really the home of a magical bookcase to another world, where Micah and Miri and their friends are home, where there's wolves and hares living fairy tales, Mr. Sayfair, the Golem, and glass shoe sales. So come join us for the magic and mystery, maybe even a bit of Jewish history. Auntie PJ's here to give us a taste of all the adventures beyond the bookcase, beyond the bookcase, beyond the bookcase.
Hi, listeners.
Hi.
Whoa! Golem, you snuck up on me.
I don't see how. I am 10 feet tall, and taking up most of this tiny house you call the studio.
True. Well, hi. Nice to see you, but, what are you doing all the way out here?
I wanted to talk to him.
Oh, our special guest?
Hello.
Hello, good sir. I am Golem from Mashal. And you are?
My name is Jack Zients. I'm a teacher, storyteller, and I have a website that grown-ups can check out called jewishmonsterhunting.com.
Am I to understand you are a monster expert?
I am. I even co-host a podcast called Wayward Children, Jewish Monsters, Magic, and the Stories We Tell with my friend John Baltisberger. He writes scary stories for grown-ups, many of them with Jewish characters. The podcast is all about Jewish monsters.
Excellent. I have many questions.
As do I. Are you up for answering a few, Jack?
Sure, fire away.
Okay. Here's one that Golem and I have gotten from a few listeners. Why are there so many cool and interesting creatures in our stories?
Hi, Allie. Thanks for inviting me to visit with you and Mr. Golem. You're absolutely right. There are lots of amazing monsters in Jewish stories. We've had Jewish monsters since the beginning. In the Torah, just before God created the birds, the fish, and the bugs, God made the great sea monsters. We're not sure what they were. Some people say they were really big fish. Others say that they were dragons. Either way, they were huge enough to gobble up a
gingerbread man. That's why we don't have any gingerbread people in Mashal.
Excuse me. Right. I'm wondering, is there something unique about the monsters that come from Jewish storytellers and traditions?
Sure. There are a few ways a monster can be considered Jewish. Some Jewish monsters are Jewish because we read about them in Jewish writings. Sea monsters, giants, angels, the shamir worm, all sorts of monsters. Others are actually Jewish. Shadim, for example, have wings and can fly like angels, but they eat, drink, and grow up like humans do. They can change the shape of their bodies except for their feet, which always look like chicken feet. They can be sneaky and mean, but some of them go to their own synagogues and pray like Jews do. One of their kings, Ashmedai, was even known for studying Torah with the rabbis, but that didn't stop him from causing all sorts of trouble, though. He was quite the troublemaker. There are even Jewish ghost stories.
I want to hear one of those. I am brave and love scary stories.
Oh, me too. But wait, let's keep in mind that most of our listeners are under 10. So maybe we save that for a follow-up? Listeners, if you're interested in a bonus spooky story, talk to your grown-ups and then leave us a comment.
I would very much like that. I'm sure our listeners would love to learn more about golems. How do we come to be? Who makes us? Do all golems like cotton candy and asking questions?
Hi, Mr. Golem. I think most golems like to ask questions. I'm not sure if they all like cotton candy as much as you do, though. The next time I meet one, I'll definitely ask. There aren't many golems around, not just in the place where you live, but around the world. According to the stories, golems are made by very special rabbis. A golem is made by shaping a body out of clay and walking around it while praying in a special way. If the rabbi prays in the right way, the body will come to life and start walking around. That's a golem.
And are all golems as handsome as me?
Golems come in a lot of shapes and sizes. There have been golem men, golem women, and even golem lambs. Some are big and some are small, and most don't talk as well as you do, so you're really special. Some golem are protectors just like you, but many just carry things around like buckets of water and firewood.
I see something we all have in common, though.
And what's that?
We love to help.
Very
true.
I do have another question for you, if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
Will you tell us one of your favorite monster stories?
Oh, yes, please, but a not too scary one. You know, for the listeners.
Sure. One of my favorites is about a rabbi called the Baal Shem Tov, who is known for his wisdom and his incredible miracles.
I know him. I know who he is.
When he was a kid, he wasn't known as the Baal Shem Tov yet. People just called him Shrulik. Shrulik lived in a small village near a huge forest filled with trees, owls, streams, and even hedgehogs. Out in the forest, there was a woodcutter. While the villagers bought from him, they were all afraid of him. They thought the Shadim had given the woodcutter magic to turn himself into a wolf. And they were right. Shrulik and his friends even saw the wolf on their way to school one day.
Were they scared?
Wouldn't you be? Oh, well, wait, you're a 10-foot tall golem, so maybe not?
I would definitely be frightened. You don't expect to see a wolf on your way to school. I would have sprinted home straight to my dad.
And that's pretty much what all of the kids except Shrulik did. The next day, Shrulik went to each house and promised all of the kids and grown-ups that everyone would get to school safely. He seemed to have a good plan, and he was carrying a huge stick. So everyone felt like things would be okay.
And were they? Did they see the wolf again?
They did. Now, before I tell you the next part, I want to remind you, Allie, Mr. Golem, and all the listeners, I'm telling a story, a fun story, because it has a twist of an ending. But it's just a story. In real life, we don't have kids walk through the woods to school, and we definitely don't approach wolves and bonk them on the head.
Don't worry, we understand. Besides, I never walk near the woods without a grown-up. Even in Mashal, I call Bubby.
Smart thinking. Anyway, so Shrulik and his friends are on the path to school when that wolf jumps out and gets in their way. It even has the nerve to growl at them. So Shrulik takes his stick and says, "Shoo, you old wolf," and bonks the wolf right on the head.
I feel bad for the wolf now.
It's okay. Remember, it's just a story. We're getting to the end now. So all the kids make it to school just fine, thanks to our hero Shrulik, aka the Baal Shem Tov. Later that day, Shrulik and his dad went to go see the woodcutter, but he had a big sign on his door that said, "Closed, do not disturb." Shrulik peeked in the window and saw the woodcutter lying in bed with a big ice pack covering the bump on his head. The end.
So the woodcutter was a werewolf in the end.
I did not know that there were Jewish werewolves. Did I? I don't think I knew that. We have encountered some other creatures in Mashal. Can you tell us something interesting about them?
Okay, this will be fun. What creature do you want to start with?
Probably the Ziz.
Oh, good choice. The Ziz is the biggest bird ever. It's so large that when Rabbi Barbar Chana sailed by it in a boat, the water only came up to its ankles and its head was in the clouds. Once, it accidentally knocked an egg out of its nest, and the egg broke. The egg was so big that it knocked over hundreds of cedar trees.
Sounds just like the Z's we know. Okay, how about the Mazakin? We briefly met them back in season 2.
Mazikeen are like Shadim. They're little troublemakers who can change shape. If there's a hole in your shirt or you can't find your sneakers, it was probably Mazikeen who did it.
They are also escape artists. I have to help our neighbor bring them back to her farm all the time. Do you have any advice for catching them, Mr. Jack, the monster hunter?
If you really want to, there is a way. I said they're like Shadim, right? They also have chicken feet. So if you sprinkle ash on the floor next to your bed at night, you might see their footprints in the ash in the morning.
That is a good trick. Now, how about the Leviathan? I know we've got one of those.
The Leviathan is one of the sea monsters we spoke about in the beginning. A dragon. Maybe a fish, but probably a dragon. Leviathan could swim really fast and even fly out of the water. Its breath is so hot that it could boil the water in the ocean and cook all the fish it wanted to eat. Its eyes were so bright they looked like lamps. God loves the Leviathan and plays with it like a puppy for 1 hour every day.
Oh, I'd love to see that. It sounds so cute. Jack, what can you tell us about giants? I remember we ran into a very friendly giant during season 1. Are there other giants in Jewish stories?
Oh, there are lots of giants in Jewish stories. They're called the Rephaim. The most famous was Og, king of Bashan. He was born before the great flood. He was too tall to drown in the flood, but he was worried that all his food would be washed away, so he asked Noah for help. Noah agreed to feed him from the food he'd gathered on the ark if Og promised not to bother Noah's children. Og did his best to keep his promise, but he didn't always do a good job.
I would like to know about mermaids. There are lots and lots of mermaids in Mashal.
That's great. I was wondering where they lived. I haven't seen one in a really long time. Mermaids are called Dufanin and are part human and part fish. They sing really beautifully. It can be hard to be a mermaid sometimes because mermaids are part one thing and part another, but it can also be wonderful and magical because they're not limited with just being a fish or just being a person. They get to be both.
I wonder, Jack, do you have a favorite creature or character?
I have two. The first one is called the Adne Hasada. They're vegetable people. They look just like people with people hands and people feet, but they're vegetables. They could walk around a little bit too, but not too far. Since they're plants, they stay connected to the ground by a vine out of their stomach. In the stories where they appear, the Adne Asada grow from seeds. So while most of them disappeared during the Great Flood, there are still seeds out there, and little patches of Adne Asada can grow up almost anywhere.
They sound adorable. Who's your other favorite?
Well, I believe Mr. Golem may know her, or at least a member of her family.
Cinderella. Do you know Barb?
I was actually thinking of your friend with the big farm. I believe you call her Farmer Serach.
Psst, listeners, if you'd like to hear her story, listen to Mending Mashal, the finale episode from season 2. I mean, maybe listen to all of season 2. It's really good. Can you tell us more about Serach?
Sure. Serach bat Asher was our patriarch Jacob's son Asher's adopted daughter.
So Jacob was her grandfather?
Correct. The story goes that Serach loved her grandfather so much that she helped him reunite with his son Joseph. Jacob saw how kind and wise Serach was and prayed that she would never die. Then, 400 years later, she helped Moses find Joseph's remains, which had been sunk in the Nile River, and then walked through the Red Sea with Moses and Miriam. And then, 400 years after that, She and the rabbis asked her what it was like to walk through the Red Sea, and she told them all about it. Some people think that she's still alive today, helping and teaching Jews wherever she can.
That definitely sounds like our farmer friend.
It really does. Oh, Golem, what do you have there?
Oh, I wanted to ask a question about this book.
Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins by Eric Kimmel. That's one of my favorites.
I wanted to know whether goblins are real. Or are there other tall tales about goblins by Jewish storytellers?
Oh, absolutely. Though they're usually called other things. My favorite is the Lantuch, which comes from Eastern European Jewish stories. The Lantuch can change shape and likes to play pranks on people.
Fun pranks or mean pranks?
Mostly annoying pranks, like pulling your hair or scaring you in the dark. There are also Shredalach, who are small and helpful. If you give them a nice gift, they'll work hard for you, helping to clean the house or take care of farm animals. If you stop giving them gifts, though, they'll get mad and go away forever.
Golem, do you have any of those in Mashal?
If we do, and I'm not saying we ever did, someone, and I'm not saying it was a bookworm, thought horseradish would make a lovely gift, and let's just say, never mind.
Okay. Well, Jack, I really want to thank you for the lovely chat. I definitely learned a lot.
Me too.
Before we go, do you have any recommendations for the grown-ups who are listening? In case, they want to learn more about monster hunting, Jewish folklore and legend, or, I don't know, collectible monster cards?
I do. On my website, jewishmonsterhunting.com, I have a list of great books to read and videos to watch, as well as a few articles I wrote. I also created 2 decks of collectible cards all about Jewish monsters and magic. They're written for teens and adults, but they're pretty cool. There's a link on my site with the information.
Thank you so much. I personally cannot wait to learn more about monsters and creatures from Jewish traditions. And I have to give another big thank you to my friend Golem, and of course to you, all of our listeners. We will be back with new stories from the Beyond the Bookcase crew this winter. In the meantime, please keep leaving us comments, sending us voicemails. We read and listen to them all. And while you wait for Golem and his pals to return, be sure to check out our other shows for kids. Just search PJ Library Presents on your favorite podcast platform.
Beyond the bookcase.